Hello, I'm Pastor Jermaine,
And I'm Pastor Alicia.
and we want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Lift,
Amen.
Life Inspiration for today. This week's focus is repurposing the pressures of life. God will use the same pressures that the enemy attempts to aggravate us with to elevate us to his purpose for our lives. Now, we all know the story of Joseph and how he was sold into slavery by his own brothers. And his brothers thought that he would seek to repay them for the evil they had done. But look at what Joseph tells them in Genesis chapter 50. Verse 20 says, "But as for you, you thought evil against me, but God meant it for my good,
Amen.
and to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive." So, even though you meant it for evil, Joseph is saying, I've already assigned God's purpose to your evil plan.
That's right.
And that's the perspective that I want you to have this week as you're facing the various pressures in your life, because ultimately your perspective will determine your outcome.
Amen. That's a great word. Hebrews 12:1 encourages us to lay aside every weight and the
Yes.
sin that does so easily beset us, and to run with patience the race that is set before us. It is the enemy's plan to use the pressures of this life, the weights that we carry, many of us, to get as many of us as he possibly can off track, off focus, and if we're not careful, completely off our God-given course.
Yeah.
But God gives us a different perspective on his plan to help us.
Romans 8:28 says it like this, "And we know that all things work together for the
Our
good
yes.
to them that love the Lord and are the called according to his purpose."
Amen.
So, if I operate according to his purpose, then I can repurpose those pressures in my life that are trying to bring me down.
Amen.
So, rather than them tearing me down, those same pressures in my life, God will use them to lift me up.
Yeah.
My God, my God.
Amen.
So this week, when the pressure hits and it comes rushing in like a flood, it's okay to recognize the pressure in your life, but I don't want you to get stuck there. I want you to take a step further and say, wait a minute. I know that all things work together for my good.
That's right.
So I choose to recognize that same pressure that was intended to keep me down is the pressure that God is going to use to get me up off the ground.
Amen.
My God.
Amen.
So just like that airplane that just left the runway, if you encounter some pressure, you just keep pushing,
Yeah.
keep moving along, and keep on pressing on for a little while, because after it's all said and done, when you've exerted the pressure and you've refocused on those pressures in your life,
Yeah.
you'll reach what's called a cruising altitude.
Amen.
And you'll be able to look at these pressures a whole lot differently, and they won't affect you quite like they used to.
Yes.
Repurpose the pressures in your life. Take charge of your life. That's another way that you can enjoy more of the moments in your life.
Amen. What an awesome word. We know that you enjoyed it. We're going to be back again on next week with another inspiring, dynamic word that is sure to give you the lift that you need to enjoy your week. And we love you so much. God bless you. And until then, we'll see you next time.